Well, hello, friends, neighbors. I'm John, your neighbor here. Welcome to the Nook. I'm going to talk today about barrel proof bourbon. And normally, when I think someone on YouTube holds up Elijah Craig barrel proof, we know it's going to be a good time. But this is Elijah Craig barrel proof B523. And, I'm 6 months behind the curve with talking about this bottle. So if you watch whiskey channels, you know there's a lot of controversy because they dropped the 12-year age stamp. This one's only 11 years, 5 months. Is it any good? Well, again, if you've watched the channels, you probably have a pretty good idea, or if you've tasted it yourself. But I don't get to buy Elijah Craig Barrel Proof up here in Canada, and yet all of a sudden this showed up on the shelves at Vine Arts and Spirits on 124th in Edmonton. And I thought, well, regardless of what I may have heard, I need to own a bottle of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I've had many samples through the years, lots of different releases, but I've never been able to grab a bottle. So now I have. So this will be my thoughts, a little bit of a personal journey on Elijah Craig Barrel Proof 523. It's under 12 years. Is it any good? Pour something strong, pour a little bit of ECBP, and come on back and we'll share some thoughts. 3, 4. Thanks for coming back. Let's get into Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B523. As I said in the opener, and also I know I'm not first out of the gate on this thing, a lot of thoughts, a lot of comments, a lot of controversy because they dropped the 12-year age stamp. For me, a little less personal because I haven't been able to buy them. I just get little sample bottles. Thank you for those. But I've never been able to walk out with a big glass bottle like this. You know, this is still 11 years, 5 months bourbon. It's 62.1%. I like Elijah Craig. So even though it doesn't have a 12-year age stamp or more, and we now know, like, the C923 is blowing up YouTube. I wish I could buy that bottle. But let's just talk this whiskey itself. Let's see what I get in terms of taste and flavor out of B523, 11 years, 5 months. Just say it's nice and dark in the glass. Looks like it's been around in oak. Let's try it on the nose. Oh, I think I'd recognize this Elijah Craig. I've got some sugars, some caramels. Got oak. I do have oak on the nose. A little bit of soft cooked fruit, like something like a little bit of apple pie kicking around in there. Not that much cinnamon. Some nice vanilla. Back to sweetness. Back to that brown sugar, maybe even sweeter sugar. I've heard people talk about like a roasted marshmallow. I can go with that. Got some sugars going in. All right, let's try this on the palate. 62.1%. Cheers. That's pretty hot. It should be at 62 and whatever percent. But, I mean, it's peppery. This is spice. This is black pepper, almost Thai cayenne, like Thai chili or cayenne pepper. Like, this is a lot of kick going around. I like spice, but I mean, I'm talking like it's rice spice almost. It's peppery. It's hot. It's spicy. There's some dry oak there. I'm in the early finish now. I've got a little bit of oak in the finish. A little bit of sweeter nuts there. A little bit of milk chocolate in the back end. Better try another sip. Cheers. Well, the second sip maybe allowed me to get more of where I was just at the end, a little bit of chocolate in there. But this, to me, is a lot of sweet. I like someone else said it, that roasted marshmallow sweetness, like a lot of that with peppering in the palate, spicy hug, and then some drying oak, some peppery oak, some spice, black pepper. Wow. So I like this. And okay, I don't have a discerning palate ECBP. Well, I don't, because I really only get a sample bottle every couple of months. Someone might send me something, and I thank them for that. But this isn't bad. It's good. And okay, look, they're even on the far finished. I got a little bit of maraschino cherry, and I do like a little cherry in my bourbon if I can find it. And I wasn't getting it really up front with ECBP. I would say what would knock this for me is not the nose or even the finish, but the palate is surprisingly hot for, and it's not the 62.1. It is that, of course. There's a lot of alcohol heat there, but I mean, in this category, we play around that, 60 to 60 something percent. And I really don't know if it's the age. What I'm going to do is I poured a little bit of this Charlie's Batch Booker's, which is I really enjoy Booker's, and it's younger, and I'm going to see what I get in comparison. That's a totally different house, so I'm going to get different flavors, but I don't think it's necessarily the 11.5. I think they went after some other profile, and for me, this is a spicier, peppier, like punchier. It's a little thinner in the palate, but it's got a good nose, and I don't know, it's not bad. This is good. This is good bourbon. It's just not as good as other releases. And I have not had the C923, but according to every person I follow on YouTube, that's the bourbon of the year. We're not close, but at least I should have it. I don't. Anyways, B523. Obviously, it's not a chase it down. I don't think it's a write-off. I do like Elijah Craig, and this is good bourbon. It's just not great bourbon. So as I said, I wanted to share or compare it to something big and bold. So, this is Charlie's Batch, and we're even hotter at 63.5%. And I've shared with you before, if you're a viewer of the channel, I like Booker's. And I don't even want to keep saying this because someone's going to correct it, but I can get Booker's. I can get it regularly. I can get it on the shelf for a great price. Now, my hamper is being in Canada. I can get one release of Booker's. I can get one per year. So I only get the 01. I don't get the 02, 03, or 04. So I get Charlie's Batch. It's only 7 years, 1 month, 63.3%. And it's the 2023-01 release. Okay, so younger, right? 7 years and a bit, 11, right? Because age was the big thing with this. Well, this is much younger. It's even slightly hotter at 63 instead of 62. Let's see what I get on the nose just in comparison. Well, it's Booker's. It's not ECBP. This is playing into its sugar. This is playing into its peanut brittle, which I didn't say about Charlie's Batch when I was comparing it to other Booker's. I thought some of that nut was constrained, but here we are. I've got more butter, more caramel, more peanut. Yeah, I don't have really more fruit on the nose. No one coming back. This has this lighter sweetness that pulls in my palate a bit than this. This is darker already. Let's try it on the palate though. Booker's Charlie's Batch. Cheers. Okay. Sorry to react so quickly, but wow. It is so much more full. That, I think, might be what people are responding to. I wish I had an older sample of any of the other ECBPs, but this is thin in the palate. Whereas this, as soon as it hit my palate, it was almost like, it creates a sense of being creamy because it's so full, it's so coating, it's so rich, it's so dark. Better try another sip. Yeah, I mean, my bias here, like I really like Booker's. I know not everyone does, but it is just I am getting more. Well, actually, I was gonna say cherry, but I'm probably getting a little more cut apple in there. A little more cut apple, lots more cinnamon. The oak is more balanced. There's heat. It's 63 some percent. I mean, it's hot and burning my tongue and hugging my chest, but not hot, thin spice like this is going. I don't know what happened, but. And this is young. This is the thing that I don't like. Age, obviously, when our greats drop a long-standing bar, that hurts. I wish they had done it when they knew they had the barrels to have a kicker at a lower age stamp, so that we could go, I wish it was 12 or older, but wow, this is good whiskey. This is good bourbon. It's good bourbon. But they dropped their age stamp on a release that isn't fantastic. This Booker's is much younger, but if I was pouring, that's personal taste. I'd probably go to this Charlie's Batch before I would this, even though it's years younger, so it's not the age. And just questioning why they decided, hey, let's drop our age stamp and release this. Now, it's a different profile. It is not the same they've been chasing, so maybe they were looking to see how do people react to that profile more. I gotta chase down C923. I hear it's kicker, it's killer, it's amazing, it's return to glory, it's all those things. So if you're out there and you got a sample that can make it my way, let's figure out how to do that. I'd love to shoot it against this to talk comparison. So this conversation was about B523 and about the age stamp. This is good bourbon. I enjoy it. No regrets having this bottle. I will sip and enjoy. Do I care about the age stamp? I care if they hide the age. I'm actually I'm not. They could go down to 7 years if it's an awesome, awesome bourbon. If they're tasting those casks, they're like, yeah, this is it. It hit its mark. It's only 10 something. That's where I am. I'm less on the actual age and more on the people that sip and taste and check and are in those rack houses and pick the right barrels. So that's kind of where I am, because in this sitting, I'm a little biased to Booker's, but this Booker's Charlie, I would take. This is far better. This is 4.5. Like, I haven't given that in a long time, and this is 3 3/4. Like, this is just a solid hot bourbon. Thanks for joining me. I meant to do a Christmas. Maybe I will yet this weekend, because I know we're December now, and I've got to do a Christmas release. But I don't know, for some reason I hadn't talked to you about this, and I'd bought it sitting on the shelf there for a few weeks, and I got to get it out. So thanks for joining me. Hope you guys have had a good week. Take care.